But yeah, we're just hanging out, using the team that I've been primarily using really since Season 3. There's been some updates. Tiki helped me update this before the Texas VGC tournament. Oh, alright. Okay, so we got a Sun / Trick Room team. Interesting. One of the fun things is that Venusaur's Sleep Powder does nothing to my to my two favorite ones on here. So the thing about I have to be careful about Trick Room here, because Trick Room here they have a Torkoal which will underspeed my Delmise and my Hyrene, so I really don't want to set up Trick Room for them. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna go fast mode this time. And I just need to prioritize something that's going to KO into his Trick Room setters. So, with that being said, I like the pressure from Excadrill. I also like the pressure from Tyranitar. Let's see. How do I stop Bronzong from getting up Trick Room? Let's bring something in case they do get Trick Room up. I'm gonna bring... Alright, we're running out of time. Delmise and Togekiss. I don't know if that was the right group right there, but we'll see. U-Dash, I like your trainer card. Very cool. Very fun pose. So, I'm kind of anticipating a Bronzong. Okay, Venusaur Sableye leads, so they're going for some Quash. Yeah, that makes sense. So, nothing is really stopping them here from Sleep Powdering into the Excadrill slot, so that makes me kind of want to switch into Delmise. What do I lose if something happens there? Like, I'm anticipating there could also be a Foul Play, which would at least proc my weakness policy. I'm also thinking it might be Sunny Day, so let's go ahead and go swap this in, and then let's get some damage into Venusaur. Yeah. We're gonna get damage into Venusaur. I'm not sure about that play. I'm not as familiar with playing against Sableye, if I'm being honest. I know it's a core that's been around for a while, but I think the Bronzong just really threw me off in Team Preview. So yeah, Sunny Day. I'm anticipating a Sleep Powder into Delmise, since he didn't Dynamax. It's not. It doesn't look like it's the Life Orb variant. Oh, into the Tyranitar. Okay. Well played. So what can... Venusaur can't... oh, Weather Ball Venusaur would kind of mess up Delmise right now. I'm kind of thinking that he's going to want to go for an Earth Power into the Tyranitar. So let's get real... Let's go a little crazy here. I'm going to go for Phantom Force. And switch into Togekiss. So we are in a position where he's the fastest in the field, but we're going to be able to reset Sand, which, well, if we're in the right positioning, is going to put our Excadrill in a really good spot. Oh, I don't think you wanted to do that. Yeah, I mean, I'll trade. That's some health I'll trade. Leaf Storm into Togekiss. Yeah, okay. That's a really good positioning. That was a good chunk of damage onto my Togekiss. I'm trying to think, is this a game where I maybe Dynamax Togekiss, though? We can... he's gonna try and go for a... He's gonna try and put me to sleep here. So I can't outspeed him. I can go for an air slash into there. We're gonna knock out Sableye this turn, so let's go ahead and go for... I might have to sacrifice a second Pokemon to sleep. This is one of my... This is, you know, like, Venusaur's fun to play with, but god do I hate getting Sleep Powder the whole time. Okay, switching out Venusaur. That's fine. Into Charizard. Alright, that's a small amount of chip there. That did a lot. Yeah, of course, we are Crit Kiss, so. And Sableye's down. So from here, I'm anticipating... I mean, you don't want to Dynamax your Charizard with that little health left. Like, I know he wants to get Wildfire up, but the crit from Togekiss really puts him in a bad position. Yeah, here I'm gonna go ahead and go for Protect to try and draw. I think he's gonna go for Heat Wave. Heat Wave, and I don't see a downside to him going for Sleep Powder. He might think that I am Safety Goggles, so we could potentially bluff the Safety Goggles. Does Heat Wave pick up the KO and Charizard right here? I'm not sure, but we've tried dumber things. Really, my goal here is to still just kind of preserve that endgame. Oh, also he's unaware that Sleep Powder would not work on a Grass type. So, yeah, I think we're... Yeah, that's enough to KO. I was kind of banking on the miss right there. But he's at such low health. Yeah, and his Charizard's gone. So, now we'll have his fourth Mon. So I'm a little bit afraid that it might be Torkoal. If it's Torkoal and I send in Tyranitar, it'll set the sand first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop Excadrill in. Oh, it's Rhyperior. Okay. Alright, interesting. So he's going to probably want to Dynamax that Rhyperior. So... I speed tie a min speed Rhyperior. So this is a little bit tempting. Especially if he's gonna try and yeah, I think that that's my play, is going for the speed tie. The question is, do I try and proc the weakness policy? I think whoa, no, Dynamax Power Whip is what we want. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch into Tyranitar here. He's mostly here for the sun at this point. We can get in the late game if we have Sand Up. We're not hitting specially onto that right here, so I'm not as concerned with giving it the speed boost. So we'll see what he does right here. I'm kind of anticipating a ground move into the Excadrill slot. I think that that's the smarter play. I kind of think that it might be a Sleep Powder and ground move into Excadrill. So I think it's +2 with Dhelmise. It's really bringing Dhelmise in this game. I appreciate all the encouragement, chat. We're going for that speed tie. So he won the first speed tie. If he is in fact min speed, he might not be min speed. If he's not min speed, we get outside every time. So. We'll see. Yeah, if they're running Fire Punch, we're in some trouble here. Because I imagine that that's what they would go for. Okay, yeah, so... Oh, perfect. We called this just right. So, we don't know whether or not that was a double speed tie that he won. I'm okay with Excadrill going down here. Tyranitar going down here, because Excadrill will come in and can at least get one attack off into Venusaur before it, yep, there we go, Rhyperier's down. So this is a game where real careful positioning to figure out when the right time to Dynamax is, and then we both decide with our slowest Pokemon respectively on the team went to Dynamax. So I guess technically I'd win slower Pokemon. And if Venusaur is sashed and that sash is now broken, so that's really, oh, I take it back, Grassy Terrain. So the good news is we're gonna get an attack into Venusaur with Excadrill here. And I think really the goal is going for an attack to break sash, and then we just clean up with Max Phantasm. So just going for an Iron Head. He could protect here, doesn't really get him a whole lot, but I also typically just don't run protect. Iron Head alone does, you know, a good 60%. Yeah, that's fine. And Max Phantasm should go ahead and help us pick up the win, so cool, we are now 3-0. Good game to my opponent. Really well played and a fun, fun game of positioning. Thanks for the tip, Tiki, on KOing with the grass move. I figured it would, but I always struggle with my calcs when it comes to Solid Rock. I know typically if they don't have any kind of defense boost that it does. So yeah, let's take a peek at their team. Oh, Wide Lens Venusaurs, they weren't even Sash, so I didn't have to be worried about breaking Sash there. Sleep Powder, Sledge Bomb, Leaf Storm, Earth Power, yep. Yeah, this is what I was really worried about, if I'm being honest. Because it's Levitate. I mean, I could have led Tyranitar, Excadrill, and gone for... yeah, I mean, I would have just gone for, like, Assurance into it. Like, Steel would have been double resist is the problem. You can't ground into it, so it had to rock Steel. Yep, oh, it was Trick Eject Button, thank God. We didn't get Trick Eject Buttoned on stream, that would have been embarrassing. But yeah, cool, good game with my opponent. We're gonna go ahead and continue battling here. Let's see where we've ended up, if we've made it into Ultra Ball yet. Nope, still not quite. Still got a couple more, looks like one more win gets us to Ultra Ball. Do any of y'all know typically how many games you need to get from Great Ball 9 up? Yeah, because of that, because of the Sableye proccing the weakness policy really helped us. Okay, so we are seeing a really similar team to our first game, with one of my all-time least favorite Pokemon in Durant, of how we're constantly trying to team build around it. So this team has Dusclops, so I have to worry about reversing of the Trick Room. And okay, they locked in very quickly. So okay, 6 or 7 wins, cool. Thanks, Austin. What we're gonna do, I think we're gonna go for our Trick Room mode. I bring something in case this doesn't work. Hatterene, Togekiss. Okay, so he could Liquid Voice, spread damage. He can't double spread damage knockout though. He doesn't have, like, we're gonna get it Trick Room up. It's just a matter of does he reverse it? So then Delmise and Milotic is interesting, Tyranitar is interesting. I think I like Milotic a little bit more. This is a bulky Milotic. Yeah, we're gonna try it. It's a bulky Milotic, it's Coil Hypnosis, I know, it's awful. Hate on me for running Coil Hypnosis Milotic. But it is an answer to certain things. Like, if we end up in a 1v1 with Dusclops, this will be a very long battle, but we win that one, which is nice. Primarina Dusclops. Oh, okay. Here are the mind games. Here are the mind games of, like, does he set Trick Room? Does he not? I don't really have to worry too much about Follow Me here. So, part of me wants to go for Trick Room and Air Slash into the Dust Box. But if I don't follow me and he Max Geysers into Hatterene and does something else, then we're in a really bad spot. So this, I think he wants to operate in Trick Room too, so why don't we just go ahead and, we're gonna go slightly safer. Air Slash the Dust Box, hope for a flinch. We're also not Serene Grace here, we are, so that was probably the wrong play. I was playing as if it was Serene Grace. But yeah, there's nothing, he's running Trick Room. Okay. So we got the reversal. Oh, yes! We got the flinch. Okay. Now what's really important is KOing this Dust Bops before it reverses Trick Room again. If I don't get a position to proc my own weakness policy, I still feel good about Dhelmise in this game Dynamaxing, given the rest of his team composition. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep going for preventing Dust Bops from doing anything. Okay, and he's just going for Nightshade, so he's not reversing Trick Room. We're in a good position. Hatterene will go down here, which is unfortunate for the self-proc, but we'll live, because we'll underspeed the Primarina, and he might even proc it if he goes for like a if he goes for Nightshade into me, if we're being honest. So I'm gonna let him. I'm not gonna follow me away anything. So we're gonna go for Max Overgrowth into that Primarina there. And we're gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam because it might end up being single target. Hits neutrally on both. So here we have our Dhelmise in the Friend Ball. I would love a Dhelmise in Sport Ball if that was something that was possible, but unfortunately, those are only available, I believe, in like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and regular Gold, Silver, Crystal, when Dhelmise was not a Pokemon, so... Okay, Pain Split. It's unfortunate, especially because it didn't proc my weakness policy, but... We're gonna go and clear the Primarina from the field, and then get a single target Dazzling Gleam off into Dust Bops, so that feels like a trade I'm willing to make. Dazzle here. We got the crit. I'm trying to think if he probably goes for Pain Split again to heal back up, but I don't think he doesn't live a Max Phantasm into Dazzling Gleam even after a Pain Split. He also doesn't know that I'm weakness policy, so there's a chance maybe he goes for a move with one of his other Pokemon that's able to proc it. I'm assuming that this Tyranitar is going to want to crunch me. I don't know the calc on that. Or it might Max Darkness as well. He hasn't committed his Max yet. If we're worried about... This would do so much. We're neutral. I don't know this calc. I'm gonna go for it. Why not, right? Oh, we just follow me here. If he does go for Max Darkness, right? I'm assuming he's gonna go for a Max Rockfall into Togekiss here. He might be carrying, he might be a special variant carrying Fire Blast. That'd be something I've seen before. Not something I've lost to before, but it's something I've seen. Let's see. It'd actually be kind of funny if we were able to, okay, yeah, weakness policy. So he's going to proc the weakness policy regardless of our actions, but we're still going to underspeed it. So we'll get off a big max overgrowth, grassy terrain boosted. The only problem is that we haven't activated our own weakness policy. But this will do a lot of damage. Just short. But we avoid the max darkness, so yeah. Let's see. What's that? I think that I think there's no way he doesn't like max guard this next turn, right? Okay, let's think this through. We have our Milotic with no means of protection. Let's double check. Board positioning. Alright, this is the last turn of Trick Room, so I think that he more than likely... I'm anticipating a max guard. Because it doesn't feel like there's a downside to max guarding. Is max Steel Spike even enough to KO? I think we should go for the... Okay, this might be the wrong call. I might be overreading this. But we're gonna go ahead and go for this. And we're gonna go for this. Yeah, okay, cool. We read it right. Don't have to worry about pain splits anymore. We're gonna get our coil off, so we'll be +1. We're gonna be faster than that Tyranitar, especially after the bulldoze. And then I don't know what else he's gonna have in the back. But I like our odds. Even a Muddy Water here probably KOs. Let's see, do we do like... Yeah, alright, let's see what the last Pokemon is. Okay, we're in bad position. Alright. So we both had a thought for what happens after Trick Room. Alright. So the thing is he can't KO both. He can take out... What's he gonna go for? Cinderace. Let's just... I'm gonna Protect and Muddy Water. Okay, Pyro Ball. Just lived. You got the accuracy drop, too bad it doesn't matter on max moves. Okay. Trying to find a way to live this. So we don't live a Pyro Ball. I don't think, right? We didn't get a max Steel Spike off, did we? Yeah, just 2 max Overgrowths and a max Phantasm. So his Dynamax is up. Let's see. We can go for the double. No. Alright, we're just gonna have to go for this. Wait, he could miss. Dang it. Okay, took our first loss. That's alright. I think. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. Man, if that Muddy Water accuracy drop had happened onto the Cinderace instead of the Tyranitar, it would have been a really good move, really good position, but unfortunately it didn't. So, I'm thinking that the play there was probably to Hypnosis the correct play was probably to Hypnosis into Cinderace, put Cinderace to sleep after it attempted the Pyro Ball into the Delmize. If that goes off, then the next turn we're able to Muddy Water a non-Dynamax Tyranitar and it would go down and we could Phantom Force into the Cinderace. So looking back, that was the best play, and that's the whole reason why we do these. Keep learning, keep trying to do a little bit better. So we're going into game 4, we're 3-1, that feels good. Sad to see the little bit of drop right there, but we're going to keep going with it. Let's see, it's 3:15 right now. How's everyone doing in chat? Rollercoaster, Tiki, y'all doing good? Maggie still hanging out? Alright, we're gonna be playing Leon. Oh hey Shenanimously, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Oh god, I hate this team. Good to see you, friend. Okay. Good. Alright. Trick Room is the way we combat this? Yeah, I think Trick Room's the way. Okay. That's gotta be Moxie Gyarados, right? That's not Intimidate. No one's really been running Intimidate. Yeah, Mr. Fish. Always a scary thing to see. He's got double fish here too. He's got Gyarados and Dracovish. Okay, we're gonna go for Trick Room here. If we can get Trick Room up, I'm feeling really good about it, because we will underspeed everything. The only thing that I realized I did not worry about was Duraludon right there. So Duraludon into spread, we have to do some fancy footwork. I was so distracted by the double fish that he's gonna lead it. Yeah. Oh, Whimsicott Dracovish. All right, we're fine. We can't be taunted. I mean, our Togekiss can be taunted, but the only thing I worry about is Whimsicott with Trick Room. So we're gonna go follow me and Trick Room. It's always like a bold move leading Dragon into Double Fairy, but Dracovish is just that ridiculous. So please go for Tailwind. No, okay, Moonblast, perfect. We're good. Trick Room is up. Anonymously, Nintendo does not regularly do balance updates. So one of the ways that the meta evolves is by the introduction of like new Pokemon. So throughout the VGC 2020 series, the way we've seen that happen is through the main updates being the Gigantamax Pokemon that were made legal. So in this case here, there's not really a downside to, well, I should probably follow me. I want Togekiss to die. And then I just go for a Dazzle. So the way that they updated is by introducing new Pokemon. So for this, it was through different Gigantamax Pokemon that became legal. And what we're actually about to see in just under a week and a half is going to be the DLC is going to release, and over 100 new Pokemon will become legal starting July 1st for VGC 2020 Season 8. So that's one of the ways that the kind of balance helps out. Also, wait, that came from our Hatterene too. That wasn't even our Scope 1's Togekiss. But yeah, so that's one of the ways that they try and handle balance. It's not a perfect system. They don't rebalance individual Pokemon throughout a generation. You do see like buffs and nerfs that happen in between whole generations. I agree it is kind of a bummer, but I really think that this meta is one of, I think it's super interesting. Let's see. Let's just max Phantasm it. Does it matter? Grassy Train's not bad. Let's get our Grassy Train right here. They're both just effective, so we're just gonna Brutal Swing. Proc our own weakness policy, go to +2 attack. And I don't even think Dynamax Heat will live this. But yeah, so it is interesting the way that they're trying to make this more like an esport. Yeah, I think that it's a lot easier to see competitive play now that we're on the Switch as opposed to on the 3DS. In order to like stream on the 3DS, you had to hard mod your 3DS to get a capture card on it. So I think that that's one avenue of interest where you're seeing a lot more interest in VGC right now. I think that it's also a lot of the quality of life updates that they did in between last generation and this generation. So adding things that make it slightly easier for you to change your Pokemon to be competitive. Yeah, the learning curve is pretty difficult, but I will say right now is kind of like the best time to get interested in VGC, outside of maybe back in November when the game's first released. So if you're interested, I'm more than happy to kind of help walk you through. We do, over at ATX VGC, we do a team building stream where we kind of go through the process of building a team collaboratively, and that's, we have one video of that I'll be editing this weekend that will also go up on YouTube. You haven't bought a shorts? Yeah. That's true. School did just start for you, so that'd be kind of tough to manage both of those. So wait, which form of Rodon did they just bring in? I missed that. They're fire. Okay. Yeah. I think we just Ghost. Max Ghost and Dazzling Gleam should be enough here. Yeah. Yeah, you spend a lot of your time in Magic the Gathering, so I totally get that being more of your avenue for competitive. But if you are ever, like, come hang out, watch streams. I think that Sword and Shield as a meta right now is pretty fun. I like it because it's more restricted, or the dex is limited, so like we're not working with legendaries here, and it's a little bit easier to acquire kind of what you need. So, alright, that was enough to knock out Gyarados. Yeah, I understand. I feel the same when I'm watching your Magic streams. I want to understand a little bit more so I know what I'm watching. Okay, perfect. KO, we neutralized their Dynamax. So, yeah, several large boys. So that's a mechanic that was introduced this generation called Dynamaxing. So it's, the way it works is, of your team of 4, you get to Dynamax one Pokemon throughout the battle, and for 3 turns you turn into this supersized projection. So as you can see, our Dhelmise here is our Dynamax, and they just Dynamax their own Rotom. So when you're Dynamaxed, you get these special moves. So instead of this is normally Anchor Shot, this is normally Phantom Force, this is normally Power Whip. They turn into max moves, and max moves have different like impacts. So here, this Ghost type Dynamax move lowers the target's defense stat. So that's not usually what the move does, but when you're Dynamaxed, you have essentially these special conditions. Actually, one sec. Yeah, we're on the last turn of Trick Room, so if it has Protect, that's annoying, but we have Double Fairy. Or no, I guess we still have a Fairy, and got my Lodic to deal with it. The other thing about max moves is they go through moves like Protect. So like my Hatterene there didn't do any damage to Dracovish because Dracovish protected, but my Max Phantasm still, it gets its damage output cut down to 1/4. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for that feedback. I don't actually have the gameplay in my ear, which I should probably be doing in terms of my monitor. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop that gameplay down. So the other thing right here is we have a guaranteed win condition, because you can't knock out both my Pokemon. And my Hatterene is holding a Focus Sash, so yeah, for sure, I can turn my voice up. Yeah, so what he'll see there is our Focus Sash procs. How's that as far as sound? Is that better? But yeah, so because of our Focus Sash, we don't go down, which is really nice. And we're able to just get a single target Dazzling Gleam off. Cool, thank you. Awesome. So there we go. We just won our 4th game. So we're now 4-1 during the stream. Having some fun, just kind of casually laddering up. Like, we're playing competitively, but, you know, this is a team that's been out there for a while. I've been using this. I used this as far back as, like, Rose Tower Open number 2, I think was the first tournament I used it in. But it's one that I kind of feel most comfortable with. It has some glaring weaknesses and that I am aware of.